I'm about to show you how I transformed this boring closet under my stairs into an immersive space room for my kids. Check it out. So in my house, there's this closet under the stairs, okay? And it's a big closet. It even like wraps around the corner. And nothing sparks my childhood imagination more than a closet, because who needs jackets? Who needs to store luggage? I decided to transform this into a space that my kids could really enjoy, and that was this immersive space room. So a few years ago, I went to this children's museum, and inside the back of it was this room that had fiber optic lights, and it was such a mood. And I remember seeing my kids go into it and immediately relax. And I thought to myself, I want one of these rooms in my house. So this closet was the perfect place for it. So now to visualize for this space, I decided I wanted it to feel like totally consuming, right? I wanted stars on the ceiling, nebulas on the walls, and just big kind of white fluffy pillows and things where it felt like it could be a place they could relax. So to get started with this space, I do what I always do. I started clearing everything out, demoing everything, so it was just a nice blank slate. Now, I knew I wanted a mural on the walls, but the funny story with this is I presented my children a few different options. I said, do you want the moon? Do you want nebula? And my oldest son said, Mom, I don't want to go somewhere. I want a space that takes me anywhere, which meant he wanted the nebula because the moon was too specific. So I knew I wanted the mural to wrap around the first two walls when you walk in, so it felt like you were walking into outer space, right? I went with just a peel and stick mural, and there is nothing more satisfying than when you're trimming off those bottom pieces. I love the colors on this. I love creating a space that feels cool for kids, but also is a place that feels like I would want to hang out. Carefully cutting. It's a perfect cut. Good job, Ange. So the nice thing about working in a closet is the ceilings aren't too high, so I didn't need any ladders. It was really not too bad of a space to work in. As you can see, there's actually this cool area down even where the stairs go, and I had an idea for this area to be like a cool little spaceship. Oh man, I found these coolest pillows that looked like rocks. And there's something about the fact that it looks like a rock, but when you touch it and it's soft, it's a really, really cool how to touch. My kids like to throw them at each other like meteor, asteroid wars. So after the mural's done, I got the pillows in. I decided I really wanted to bring the space closet home with a fiber optic star ceiling. Now this is a project that I have always wanted to try. Have you ever been to Disneyland and you've seen that Peter Pan ride where it looks like you're flying among the stars? I cry every time I'm on that ride, and I was like, I'm gonna replicate this in my house for my kids. Fiber optic star ceiling, every kid's dreams. Okay, so I got all these strands, cut my board down, painted it so it looked black moody night, drilled a million holes. Literally, I think it was probably over 400. Put some constellations in there. I hid an A, B, and C because those are my kids' names, and a heart because I always hide a heart in all my projects. Tested to see if it fit. It's a relief when it does, because now it was time to wire all these fiber optics through. I knew I was really in for it, but I knew that it would be worth it when it was done. You see how you just stick those strands through the drilled holes. So here I was, I think I listened to like 3 different podcasts over the course of this, sticking each little individual fiber optic through, pulling it down the other side. It's like a little present gift every single time. It's very, very satisfying to do. It did take a really long time, but remember, I knew it would be worth it in the end. So now that I have this entire web of a million strings hanging through this, I wanted to test it again just to make sure that this was going to work before I trimmed everything. Yeah! Oh man, that looks so cool. This is such a cool project. Everything is turning out perfectly, okay? This is just like giving a haircut. Trim it, and it looks like a little star. It is so cool. Trimming these, this is the coolest time lapse. I remember when I was filming this and I was like, I'm gonna freaking love watching this back. And I do. This room is awesome. So something that's cool is I can actually change the color of all these stars. And my kids, I loved it when they discovered their initials hidden in here too. Just like that Peter Pan ride at Disneyland. Okay, so now to that area back around the corner. It's screaming spaceship, right? We're talking like, I want white, clean spaceship, you know, Star Wars vibes. Every spaceship needs really cool lights in it, right? So I found these touch lights that you can actually dim and you can make brighter. I swear I'm still 5 years old at heart, because I got so excited at the thought of these being on my wall and my kids being able to pick which colors to use, turn them on, turn them off. It's so cool. It's so perfect for a spaceship. So I hung these all on my wall in a really cool pattern and tried to space out the colors just so that it was like the perfect aesthetics, because even if you're on a spaceship, you have to have perfect aesthetics, right? My kids know that I care so that they care. I will never get over that. I sometimes sneak into this closet and play with those lights just by myself. Another fun fact, my kids, when they want to be ultimate relax, they turn off all of the colors except for the green and the blue. They turn on music and they say, Mom, stop, we're having our relaxing time. But to complete the cozy spaceship, I needed to make it cozy. And actually a twin XL mattress fit this space literally perfectly. I got a wedge pillow, 2 bolster sides, and it's like your own couch spaceship. Now I had some electrical work where I had to patch, so I sprayed and matched the texture, and I decided I really wanted this space to feel completely immersive. So I painted everything black, the walls, the ceiling, and it was the right call. Look at this. Okay, the last thing we need are the custom shelves to hide our toys, little books, anything that my kids want. So I went in my garage, I found some scrap material, and this is my favorite little custom shelf to make. All it takes are 3 pieces of wood, and then you can use wood glue. Did you know that you can actually use wood glue instead of nails, and it's actually just as strong or more strong? Now you know. So before I assembled this, I sanded the edges just to make them a little smooth. I feel like that makes pieces look more finished when it's done. And then I used wood glue and then just held it together with clamps. Waited for it to dry, and voila, you've got your own little custom shelves. I decided to go for 2 shelves to stack kind of on top of each other in the space, because what's better than one is 2.
See this? Now you've got a little shelf you can screw through the back and attach it to the wall.
Spray painted them black. I should have primed them first. Okay, so I hung these shelves up, checked and make sure that they were level. And here's a funny backstory. My daughter the entire time was saying, Mom, it's a space closet, but I want it to be a unicorn space closet. And I was like, yeah, you got it, sis. So I bought a bunch of unicorn things, books, toys to add to these shelves. And then I had a little extra hidden surprise that you're gonna see in a second. So what does every spaceship need is your own control panel. This one was a surprising good find on Amazon. And I wasn't sure if my kids would like it because they're a little bit older. They literally flip those switches and beep that beep like all day long. So here's the little added touch. Do you see that? That is not only a unicorn, but it is a space unicorn. Mom win. Now on the back wall, I added this pretty moon. I taped off some lines to make it look like you were looking out of a spaceship. And we've got a closet turned into a space room. It turned out so cool. Every time somebody comes in my house and I'm showing off projects, I'm like, but have you seen my space closet under the stairs? Don't you want to hang out in here? I love the way it turned out, and I love that my kids use it the way that I was hoping for. If they're feeling overwhelmed, if they want a place to relax, I often find them just like hiding in there, listening to music. They'll even turn their heads and they'll look up at the stars together. I'll open the door and they'll be like, Mom, we're relaxing. Okay. So the moral of the story is, if you have a closet, why use it as a closet? Change it into a hidden space room for your kids or for you. You do you. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this project, I have other tutorials and projects like this. I'll link some of them down in the description below. And if you have a closet, why don't you comment with what you would change it into?